This is a cool bug.
Brazil!
Snatch steal DNA surgery. Bug? It's definitely a bug. Macedo instantly solves infinite loops, or it should. Can you explain what's happening here? So the effect of Armor Beedrill, I think, turns all monsters your opponent controls to like... Hold on, what does it say again? So the DNA surgery is turning this into a machine. So when it turns into a machine, it goes to your side of the field because it becomes unaffected. But I don't remember. Something to do with the typing changing constantly. Finish the video. Oh. Oh, there you go. See, it destroyed it. It should destroy it faster, I'm pretty sure. I never actually got to the end. That's so funny. But yeah, anytime there's an infinite loop, like with something like Jinzo Skill Drain, Amplifier is like a good option, is like a good example. I think if like Jinzo and Amplifier is on the field, and then like Skill Drain is on your opponent's side of the field, but then they snatch steal it. I think if they take the Jinzo, it gives your opponent back the Jinzo because the Amplifier kicks in, but then when the Amplifier is on your side of the field, like blah, 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 etc. There's a bunch of stuff like that. But basically, TLDR, Macedo destroys it. So when it recognizes there's an infinite loop happening, it just, boom, kills the problem card instantly. But I guess this, it needed to verify. It had to do this loop just a few times to check and make sure before it destroyed everything. Zingus can't think of the resub. Appreciate you. I was able to Mugen Loop Blast Asmodean in response to Tremendous Fire while 2 Dark of Nightmares were active. That is crazy. There is a rule for this in Cardboard too. It's easier to resolve in TCG than it is in Macedo. In TCG, if you have an infinite loop, you can call a judge and then tell them, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to perform this loop X number of... Well, actually, no, that's not the same as an infinite loop. Okay, so let me think. There's a word for like a 6 samurai loop that you can theoretically do forever. Is not an infinite loop. It's a loop that you can perform infinitely. You see the difference? Whereas a continuous card effect, constantly swapping sides back and forth, etc., that creates an infinite loop. That's not allowed. That's like an illegal activation, basically. Controlled loop? Is that like the technical term in the policy? This is one of the, like, this was one of the first Yu-Gi-Oh videos I watched, by the way. This right here. Shoutouts to, man, Galactic God didn't hit 100k. That's so sad. Oh, man, one of the OGs. Ruling, Infinite, Cheating, something like that. What was this video called? Cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's probably not under cheating. It's probably just one of his most popular videos. Top 5 hardest monsters to summon. Top 5 worst decks to play against. My top 5 Yu-Gi-Oh decks of all time. I mean, just look at these numbers, by the way. We're getting 500,000 views 10 years ago on YouTube. Do you know how much that is? Illegal moves. This is it. This right here. This was one of the first ever videos I watched on Yu-Gi-Oh. This one. The OG. Why is it not playing audio? Because my settings are broken. Oh my god, dude! Classic!
What's up, YouTube? This is Galactic God. I'm coming at you today with the first episode of.
Do you know how insane this production is for 10 years ago, by the way?
Illegal moves in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's something you might be out there wondering.
Unbelievably high production. Look at this. Like a dual setup like this with a camera.
A face down.
This is unbelievably high quality. Like, he was revolutionary at the time, you know?
Skill drain.
Okay,
your opponent
so this is
had a face down Royal Decree on their side of the field, and you had a Jinzo face up on your side of the field. Now let's say that the next thing that you do is you're going to activate the spell card Amplifier onto your Jinzo. So once Amplifier is equipped to Jinzo, it makes it to where only your opponent's trap cards are negated. Now your trap cards can be activated and their effects can be applied. So in this scenario, if you now activated your skill drain for whatever reason, you wanted to negate Jinzo. Maybe you had some other traps on your side of the field that you also wanted to activate, or your opponent just had a really strong monster that had an effect that Jinzo couldn't get over, so you needed to negate it. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, let's say you wanted to activate Skill Drain. So what happens now, since your traps are no longer negated by Jinzo's effect because of Amplifier, Skill Drain kicks in and negates Jinzo's effect. Well, this now allows your opponent to be able to activate their trap cards as well. But there is a catch to this, because it is now illegal for your opponent to go ahead and activate that Royal Decree. The reason being, once Royal Decree kicks in, it's going to go ahead and negate your Skill Drain. Once Skill Drain is negated, Jinzo's effect kicks back in. And since Jinzo is still equipped with Amplifier, it will then negate Royal Decree. Once Royal Decree is negated, Skill Drain can then go ahead and come back on, which negates Jinzo's
blew my
effect,
mind
which then
10 years ago,
allows
dude.
Royal Decree's effect to activate once again, which will then negate Skill Drain, which will then activate Jinzo's effect, which will negate Royal Decree, which will then be able to activate Skill Drain's effect, which
I'm
will
sure
then
Kevin
negate
did this
Royal
like on
Decree,
release like
thus
3 years
allowing
ago.
Skill Drain to activate once more, and you
I don't get it. Wait, do you actually not get it? Okay, so Jinzo negates one-sided with Amplifier. Okay, so Jinzo basically is not all players, it's just one player. So your opponent, all of your opponent's traps are negated, not yours, because of Amplifier. Jinzo normally negates all traps on the field, but he negates only your opponent's because of Amplifier. So Jinzo is negating all of your opponent's trap cards. So your opponent activates Decree, but now the Decree is negated by Jinzo. So when the Skill Drain is active, Jinzo's negated. So Jinzo doesn't negate Decree. So the Decree is no longer being negated, it kicks in. So now it negates Skill Drain. But because it's negating Skill Drain, that means Jinzo's ability is now live again. So now Jinzo starts to negate Decree. But then Decree, when it's negated, allows Skill Drain to be active. So when Skill Drain is active, it negates the Jinzo, who then turns the Decree back on when he's negated, etc., etc. So it causes an infinite, like, you know, paradox, basically. So if you were to ever have this board in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of Jinzo Skill Drain Amplifier, your opponent would not legally be allowed to activate the Decree because it would cause an infinite loop. Do you think Jinzo has a fat cock? Look at his head. He's got, like, the Chastity Skull belt on his forehead. Like, yeah, just imagine what's going on down there. Anyway, that's one of the OG videos. Genuinely one of the first ever. Dem! Jump scare! Oh, I'm gonna love this series. I can't wait to see more. What the fuck? What's it? God damn! Let me see the comments. I agree. I'm sure all of us have done an illegal move without knowing. It would be fun to see. No. Listen, Shankar Rangadan. Your illegal moves include, like, cheating and not knowing how your cards work, okay? This is an illegal move because it's causing an infinite loop. Huh? This guy came to this video 10 months ago, commented under Gage and said, huh? Oh my god. Alright, anyway. Shout outs to Galactic God, man. Can we get him to 100k subs off stream? Like, he quit, by the way, just for context. Galactic God posted his last video 5 years ago? 6 years ago? 8 years ago! I'm getting old, dude. I'm getting old. 8 years ago, you just quit the game. That's so unfortunate. He's at 98.8. Can we get a push to get Galactic God to 100? If we get Galactic God to 100, he can randomly just get the plaque, by the way, which is insane. Alright, anyway. Subscribe to Galactic God, okay? This is my personal push to make Galactic God get his plaque.